Oh no, Firedox with that hang of the J, and that's going to cut off the board for Firedox. But a great debut for Firedox. Certainly showed some promise. Wallband transitions in with a good board. Dekk going to get a Tetris. A79. A55 for Wallband, the middle of that board. Oh no. And Wallband is going to top out at A55, and Dekk will hang on. SV and Dekk in 3-2-1 Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is SV, seed number 7 from the UK. He's a former CTM Masters event winner. That was back in January of 2023. Qualified in with a 1.59 million. That was the average of his best 2 scores played in a 60-minute qualifying period. Got an overall PB of 5.98 million. That's good for about 14th on the overall PB leaderboard, and was ranked number 11 in the most recent Premier poll. That is a ranking of the best Tetris players, a survey of Tetris broadcasters and journalists and historians. You can go to Premier Poll with an E at the end.com. And let me refresh one of our streams because, it's SV stream and this is what we do. All right, 98,000 for SV, 84,000 for Dekk. SV was the winner of one of the CTM PAL tournaments that I believe Pumpy Heart ran back in the day. Also won Classic Tetris PAL event in 2022 at Challenger Circuit in October. Was top 8 in Mega Masters 2023. Played in all of the Mega Masters. SV was in the top 8. Actually, was in the top 8 last month as well in our championship. 199 for Dekk, 154 for SV. So 2 top 8 finishes in Mega Masters for SV. When I made these info slides, Mega Masters was not over yet. 156 for SV, 222 for Dekk. SV getting up pretty high here, but that's a great L piece for that right side. Opens up the dirty well and gets the bar in. And SV just a couple of pieces away from uncovering that right side, and does. SV also was top 16 in the last 2 CTWC gold brackets. Went out to Dog in both, and Dog is a potential future opponent in this bracket, and was the winner of CT UK last year, and second back-to-back in the Austria events. On the right side, it is Dekk, who, after I refresh SV again, who I will talk about. 236 for SV, 298 for Dekk. So anyway, players obviously do keep playing. If you have any internet issues, and we'll sort it out, but you just keep playing. But yeah, SV is back. Hopefully SV has a fully charged phone today. Somehow I doubt it. Anyway, on the right side, it is Dekk 367. Dekk qualified in with a 1.47 million. Got a 1-round bye in virtue of that top 16 qualifier. That was our highest qualifier ever. Defeated Wallband in round 2 to get here to this top 16 match. Dekk from the USA has a lot of players have an alternate account that they do their competitive matches on. And Dekk's is level 39 super kill screen. That is the name of the Twitch account. Has a PB of 2.01 million. That's good for 44th on the overall leaderboard. The future circuit winner, a hopeful circuit winner, played in Mega Masters the last 2 years. In fact, back-to-back, has improved her qualifying ranking in all, in CTM. Last month was an improvement, and this month is an improvement. So pretty good. Dekk played in the gold bracket at CTWC in 2024 and is wearing, of course, the Weezer shirt that we all enjoy so much. $517 for Dekk. Dekk made it into the top 16 of Mega Masters last month. 505 for SV. So a great run for Dekk, who started in round 2 of that 64 player tournament. Both players are into 19 now. 564, 530 for SV. Dekk defeated Peak and Allenbot, but eventually went or succumbed to the power of Sidnev, who, of course, was a finalist in Mega Masters. And if you're going to lose in a tournament, lose to somebody who makes the finals, right? At least your pedigree is somehow, your provenance is still intact, right? That's my philosophy. 590 for SV, 622 for Dekk. All right, Dekk with that great T-piece, building out that left side, skimming on the right. $635 for Dekk, $648 for SV. Dekk gets the Tetris, so they're kind of just trading this lead back and forth. But a little bit of a slowdown here on SV side. Gets a long bar over to fill out that left. Tetris for Dekk, 721, 689 for SV. Another Tetris SV, 721 is our borrow here. $783 Dekk, $751 SV with the Tetris 782, 4 lines apart. And when the lines are tied now, Dekk with about a 33,000 point lead. It's about 1 Tetris worth of points. I'm not usually one to, as you all know, take polls or let people vote on things, but I am willing to do this, all right? Our borrow informed me that this color is not really aqua, and it's more like pretty much like dead on teal. And right now I'm calling it aqua bracket. Should I change it from aqua or, leave it as aqua or change it to teal? All right. Let me refresh SV. Okay. 992 SV, 866 for Dekk. SV like 10 lines ahead right now. So press 1 if you want to keep it the name Aqua, which I still think it's kind of Aqua-ish. And 2 if you want me to change it to the teal bracket. All right. 1 for Aqua, 2 for teal. And it'll be binding. A78 SV, A11 for Dekk, both players on 29 and beyond. SV into level 30. Now, we refreshed SV, could be stream delay, something like that. Always trying to survive here. But SV at 250 lines, Dekk at 242. SV's board climbing. Ninja Nutton says Aqua sounds more friendly. All right, you guys are like talking about it, but talk isn't going to do it. You got 1 or 2. All right, Dekk bringing her stack down, and SV has brought his stack down. SV's board was a total mess, and now it is like a great looking board here on 29. B40 for him. A69 for Dekk. I honestly was starting to look at, like, okay, let me I don't know. I thought SV was done. Okay, he's bringing it down again. And you can see why SV won a Masters event. I mean, this is insane. Oh no, that's going to be a top out for SV at B53. So Dekk has about 47 lines to try to get to B54. That is the target. There's a Tetris, and Dekk is now 10,000 points away. Like a triple basically does it. Oh no. Okay, 5,000 points. How can Dekk do this? Longbar gets over. Needs to eke out one more line clear. Oh no, that's going to be a top out for Dekk. And SV barely survives. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Players are ready. Let's get him started in game 2. Then I got to check YouTube because YouTube is in. Oh, and there's way more ones on YouTube. So actually the ones, it's like very pro 1 on YouTube, and it's slightly pro teal on Twitch. What the heck? Why would there be that division? Just mix them and call it Aquil or Tiqua. I don't know what to do. I mean, I think I gotta go. Adam Healy demands a recount. RXS says YouTube viewers don't know what teal is. I mean, teal is the color of, that. That's the color. Okay, Dirty Tetris SV 77,000, 95,000 for Dekk. Teal is like a worse word by far, so I actually like aqua. Evesy says our opinion is worth more, not gonna lie. Well, thank you. First off, thank you for not lying. I appreciate your honesty. Honesty is important. So in this situation, when I would expect you to lie, you didn't. And thank you. 153 for SV, 147 for Dekk. Your name color is aqua. Zook says it's definitely not aqua colored. It's dark aqua. Steel says it's definitely teal. Okay. 174 for Dekk, 177 for SV. This is what Minecraft calls aqua? Well, there is the Minecraft factor, guys. I didn't know that before, but this changes everything. 245 for SV, 220 for Dekk. Are we voting on the color or which name you prefer? Yeah, which name? I've been told this is like straight up, in color canon, this is teal, but I called it aqua because I basically took aqua and made it a little darker so that the letters and numbers would show up better. 293 for SV, 312 for Dekk. Steel CE says aqua sounds like baby talk. Does it? It sounds like something a baby would say. Aqua? I never said aqua as a baby, as far as I know. 320 for Dekk, 362 for SV. On your screen, it's pound 008887, which is dark aqua. Turquoise. Oh boy. All right, Deck's board pretty high here. Takes a burn that covers it well, uncovers. And yeah, cannot find a well-timed bar. Of course, you know, you cover, the bar comes. That's Tetris. Welcome to Tetris. Okay, Dekk trying to keep this open. SV brings his board down 464. Dekk gonna open up that right side, and I feel the long bar. I feel it. And where is it? No, she's gonna take it down with another triple, and yeah, just cannot find the bars well timed. And that's going to be a top out for Dekk. Just there were a couple of bars in there, but just could not get them when the well was open. And now SV going through that same drought, but it doesn't matter because he was already ahead and goes up 2-0. Just make it turquoise so everyone's mad. Well, that's true. Let me see. Is teal just dark aqua? AI says teal is not just dark aqua, but it can be considered a darker, more muted version of aqua. So teal is a type of aqua? If that's the case, then it's fine. SV is up 2-0. Dekk needs to win to stay in. I'm sure that one guy who doesn't like when I say anything, I'm sure he's loving this conversation right now. Okay, we are underway. I think I have to call it teal, guys. I think I have to do it. Okay, SV still searching for Tetris number 1 here in game number 3. Dekk already with like 3 of them. I mean, teal is my favorite color. This was the color of my Honda Fit. And reason tells us, you know, that this is that you should just call things by their right name, right? Yeah, whatever you do, don't call it cyan, says Zook. I hate that word. You're voting for Turk, T-U-R-Q. Oh, SV does not get that S all the way to the right side, and now he does need to get something over, and that is a bar, and it gets over and he tucks it back. Did you see that? Oh my word. He rolled it over and rolled it back. Like 5 tap to the left and 1 tap back, rolling it. I mean, how do you do that? That just seems crazy. Like, I'm sure he's like, yeah, I do this every day. It's fine. But to me, it just seems crazy. Aquamarine. Oh, is that a line spin from Dekk? I saw a bar like go over there and then just disappear. 223. So Dekk really wants to win, getting line spins. All right. See, this is the thing. I have to not ask questions when Dekk is playing because Dekk will answer the questions. I keep forgetting that. Dekk will be, and I'll be distract Dekk, and then it'll be my fault. So I have to be careful not to ask any questions that Dekk knows the answer to. 143 for SV Tetris 166, 292 for Dekk. There is one more match after this one, folks. The winner of this match will take on Dog playing Tetris. Really I guess kind of the undisputed CTM champion right now is the one Mega Masters like a week ago or 10 days ago, whatever. Also the reigning DAS Masters champion. He's united the belts, and then the winner of this has got to take him on. Tetris for Dekk, 419, 273 for SV. El Peltum, excited about that spin tuck adjustment that I think I missed. Because I'm looking up hex codes, man. We have to solve this now. But no, I think I got to go teal bracket. We'll call it aqua for the rest of this tournament, but so one of these players could be, because these are the last two aqua players. This could be the last, one of these players will be the last aqua player. So I think that's like, isn't that a special Discord roll? 340 for SV, 479 for Dekk. Yeah, the last aqua standing. Tetris for Dekk on 19, 510. 390 for SV. What is the official name of the color of the Honda Fit that you had? Oh, that's a good question. Look up, I'm not going to look it up now, but somebody look up 2012 Honda Fit colors, and then you'll know which one it is. Somebody can look it up. I think it's like cool blue. Or I don't know. It was closer to blue maybe than to green, though. But as it aged and cured, it went greener. 595 for Dekk, 499 for SV. Blue raspberry. Yeah, that's what it was. Blue raspberry. Should I call this the blue raspberry bracket? 679 from Dekk, 555 for SV. Tetris for SV, 594. 710 now, 739 for Dekk. Dekk is ahead by 140,000 points, back by 4 lines. So advantage so far for Dekk in this game. Right when she needs it. Vandy, what did you drive in the 90s? My first car was a 1984 Buick Regal that I bought for $1,300. 777 for Dekk, 645 for SV. My second car was a 1990 Honda Accord that I bought off my college roommate. $816 for Dekk. Tetris goes down. $850. See, here's the problem. I answer too many of these questions, and it's like, are you guys trying to guess all my security questions for my bank? Is that what it is? Like, what am I going to use for security questions? Like, what is the color of your first car? It was a white 1984 Buick Regal. 787 for SV. 923 for Dekk. Dekk with the oversized Vits, the uncozy Vits, so obviously you got to clear that away. SV is into 29 at 825. All right, don't get Summer B started on AI. $840 for SV on level 30. Dekk has the max out on 29. Okay, Tetris for Dekk, B00. Good board here for SV, 871. Dekk's middle of the board. Kind of, oh no, that long bar is a kind of unwelcome friend at that moment. And that's going to be a top out for Dekk and a top out for SV at the same time. And Dekk is good and takes game number 3. SV up 2 games to 1. Dekk looking to win to force a deciding game 5. It's blue and raspberry. Yeah, but what does that mean? What is just blue flavor? What is that? Blue raspberry? It's raspberry but bluer? Do you think they were trying to create like artificial blueberry? And they're like, well, it doesn't taste like blueberry, but it tastes pretty good. I just call it blue raspberry. Like what is the story behind blue raspberry? That's not a flavor. The flavor is raspberry, but the color is blue. Oh, so do you think to like make... So they probably were working on a raspberry flavor, but there's so many red flavors. Or strawberry and cherry, and all the other red flavors that they wanted to have a blue popsicle. And it was probably like 1940 and like raspberries probably weren't even in the city at that then. Nobody knows what a raspberry looks like anyway. And we'll just call it blue raspberry. That's probably what happened. They just needed a blue flavor that was not blueberry because blueberry is a very distinctive flavor. That's my guess. Oh, Dekk not going to be able to get that S or that Z all the way to the left. Oh my God. All right, everybody. Okay. Dekk trying to bring this down. Actually set up one row off the bottom now. All right, Zook with the copy paste. All about blue raspberry. So if you want to learn about it, twitch.tv/monthly Tetris is where to learn about it. 228 for SV, 210 for Dekk. Oh, Summerby, thank you. And you got the order of those events correct as well. So thank you, Summerby. $259 for Dekk, $253 for SV. Oh, a column 8 long bar placement for Dekk. All right, here's the long bar, 350 for Dekk, 271 for SV. Oh, RXS. That's right. If you're gonna If you want to advertise tinyurl.com/ctbiweekly, then you gotta kick in the prize pool or use super chat. But yeah, I don't really trust tinyurl, honestly, because people can put. I trust you, but I never click on like tinyurl or bit.ly or anything like that. Not anymore. So when you say CT bi-weekly, does that mean it happens like 2 times a week or every other week? Or is it weekly and then that bi means something else? 453 for Dekk, 416. Yeah, is that weekly or every other week? It's a little ambiguous. Because if it's weekly, it means something else entirely. 476 for Dekk, 439 for SV. Yeah, fortnightly. Why don't you be CT fortnightly? Because then that's funny. That gives you all kinds of like Fortnite memes and things like that. I think that's the better word. And it's not ambiguous. Like, you should just lean into that Fortnite thing. That's funny. 451 for SV, 550 for Dekk. All right, Tetris for Dekk, 601, 476 for SV. You change it for, you should just keep it. It doesn't have to be called Fortnite like the game, but it's kind of funny. And people will remember it. And it lends itself to memes. And that's like the number one criteria. 680 for Dekk. Tetris for SV, 606. Both are on 21. They're one line apart. Dekk up about 75,000 points. Tetris is on 21. Are worth 26,400, so it's a little under 3 Tetris lead. Tetris Dekk 749. There's one for SV 691. Another Tetris SV 720. All right, Z spin. A tuck and a Tetris for SV 751. And Dekk's covered well is giving SV a chance to close this gap. And now, same line count, he's back only by 4,000 points. So kind of a costly sequence, and that is what happens in high-level Tetris, just like, 10 or 15 lines of burning, and the whole complexion of this game changes. Tetris for Dekk, 879, 874. The Vits for SV, the true Vits, and the Tetris, 906 in the lead. Dekk's board a little too blocky, and so ends up taking a couple of burns here, and not getting bars and all that kind of stuff. Oh no, that T to the left. Had a burn and took it. Now needs to get a bar to the left. And does. And SV now, not with a great board, but not super dangerous yet. But that's going to slow SV down. Dekk is in a slowdown. Oh, there's a great triple for Dekk. That's going to help out a lot. She uncovers that right side. And there's a nice tuck. And now just waiting out the bar. Long bar over Tetris Dekk into 29 at 970. A skimming at Tetris. Got the max out on Dekk side. Another Tetris, A44. Tetris for SV into 29 at 986. Dekk is set up, undershifts that Z piece. Longbar gets in for a Tetris. How much longer can she survive here, though, with that high center? A95 is the top out for Dekk. The target for SV is irrelevant because SV was topping out and Dekk has tied it up, and we're going to a deciding game number 5. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. We're changing it to teal. We're going teal. Exclamation point join if you want to get in on the giveaway on Twitch, and make sure you redeem it during this stream because otherwise it'll be re-gifted again. $30,000 for Dekk as we begin game number 5, 71 SV. Players is getting Tetrises here. People love that S flat. I totally missed it. The problem is I've got so much to look at. I got to do this, I got to do that, and I missed it. I must learn with that, Jay. If anybody would care to clip that, I would love to go back and look at that later. Well, yeah, I can't keep my eye on everything because I'm doing the job of, like, I don't know, at least 4 different people. So, you know, sometimes I gotta look away. 121 SV, 167 for Dekk. And A Peach Trees is the winner of the shirt. If you are A Peach Trees, then please redeem the shirt. Just click on that link and it'll take you through a checkout flow. In many countries, there shouldn't be any additional thing. Shipping should be covered. There's a handful of countries where the entirety of the shipping is not covered, and you might have to do some portion of it. 287 for Dekk, 240 for SV. And the Vits for Dekk, but that creates another, like a double Vits. That creates a double long bar dependency. So you have to get the Vits, you have to get the bar for the fill in the Vits and the bar to fill in the bar dependency. But luckily for Dekk, she gets the bars, but that is like that's pretty crazy. I would say that's like 100 IQ move. that is 100 IQ move right there. Maybe 110 IQ move. Tetris for Dekk, 387, 319 for SV. I do that stuff all the time, which is not great for Dekk. You don't want to do stuff that Vandy does all the time. But I'm trying to practice. I'm trying to get better at adjustments and like seeing different things I can do and just committing to them and trying them. And, you know, that would be something I would do. So you got some work to do. SV got a Vits. I saw the SV Vits. And it was, yeah, there was a deep channel. 370 for SV, 414 for Dekk. Jay in the window wants to keep the non-redeem going. I'll see if there's any more. I don't think there is. I think we were caught up. Yeah, we're caught up. So thank you to Trout Fishing in America for gifting that, and hopefully Peach Trees will redeem it. You think I'm going to make DM by the end of the year? I'm really trying. Like, I want to improve. Yeah, the merch giveaways are fun. There we go. It's been redeemed. Good. Yeah, the merch giveaways are really good. It's good advertising, I guess, for the merch store. And just the more merch in people's hands, the better. Sometimes I do take a bath on the shipping, but it's fine. I'm doing fine with it. 511 for Dekk, 567 for SV. I'm just like people getting this stuff, you know, in their hands. Did I get a good qual for CTM this month? Yeah, it was I think it was decent. 562 for Dekk, 622 for SV. It's all going to come down to the next 80 lines. Gilded Lizard gifted an Angry Bear shirt to the chat. It should be !join. So thank you, Gilded Lizard. SV with a Tetris 675, 594 for Dekk. Long bar to the left, okay. Long bar over Tetris Dekk 631. $707 SV. There's a Tetris SV 737. Ahead by about 75,000 points, and more now that the lines are tied. It's like a 100,000 point lead for SV with tied lines. And Dekk, kind of that T was an early tuck there. I think Dekk was trying to tuck that T in there and a little too early on that one. 702 for Dekk. Tetris for SV 857. Just about 40 lines to go until level 29 hits. Oh yeah, the import fees. Yeah, I don't know what country you're in, but you know it tells you the shipping fees, but as far as import fees that come when you actually receive it. Oh no, Dekk gonna miss with that bar. She can still get one over and does, but you don't like to do that. 801 for Dekk. Tetris for SV 984. He's one away from a max out. Wants another crack at dog. Payback. Tetris for SV. A23. 870 for Dekk. 150,000 point lead for SV. All right, Dekk is on 28, SV on 28. We're just about gonna head into 29. The speed about to double. SV's board is he's gonna transition pretty high, and that's gonna be a top out at A77 for SV. And Dekk, if she could have gotten the bar over to the right, might have had a shot to chase this down, but it is not to be. Dekk, what a great game from you, but SV, you are the winner. You'll be moving on to the top 8 to take on Dog playing Tetris. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell, and follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.